Today, we crack that ring base 3-star strategy. What's shaking, guys? It's Feldy bringing you another Clash of Clans video, and today I am back in my Auburn Tiger War League clan. I don't know if it's really a War League, but we have some interesting things that happened during CWL. Let me pull up some notes here. I've got a whole bunch of content that I want to get you guys, and we're gonna do day 6. We've got a ring base, and it's actually, you know, one of our own guys, unfortunately. I hope they don't mind me showing their bases, but honestly, if it gets 3-starred, you need to change it, right? So, this attack, I almost made the video Giant Bowler Witch like video, because this whole attack has been going on forever with almost every day we were attacked like this, and almost every time it got 3 stars. So this is a really strong attack. You send in your wall wrecker, you send in giants to kind of tank those bombs and stuff. The giants kind of make it, kind of don't, but they have the force of the bowlers and the witches behind them. So if you notice, they all kind of gut the core. You bring a jump spell, and you basically just kind of meander your way through with all these different Larrys. The skeletons that just go. Look at that kind of swag queen. She had that during Clan War League. Woo! That is some gem in. And then he brought a minion for cleanup troop along the edge. Having max heroes always helps. But look at that. I mean, that is some intense stuff. That is a lot of troops left over. Definitely well worth your while to practice this one. It's a nice little attack strategy. So giants, your wall wrecker, then bowlers, then witches, then send in your heroes and use your spells accordingly, right? I think that's kind of how it works. So that one is really a nice strategy. But that gutted that ring base, because those that wall wrecker gets in there, and there weren't enough defenses to kind of take out, you know, per se, what would normally stop us. Okay, so we've got, let's see, number 9, Ivan. He's not really a ring base, but I wanted to show you. I kind of like this because I do think that those infernos can be tricky, and it is kind of a ring. So this guy ends up placing down the giants first, and then the witches. Waits for that clan castle to come out, gets his heroes going in there, and then sends in the bowlers. And clearly he gets that rage in there. The bowlers under rage are just absolutely insane. Take a look at this. He ends up using that warden ability. Beautiful timing on that. Ends up getting enough of these units to the core, guts the core, and then of course bowlers with their reach can easily get all those units, and voila, base gutted. That queen got in there. Now I will say those island infernos that were in this one right there with that Tesla, you need 1 extra unit out in order for the queen not to be able to hit it. It needs 3 spaces plus the wall in order for the queen not to get to it. You can see there's only 2 plus the wall, so queen can reach over and snipe. So base flaw 101. This is why we make videos and why we love to watch it, because then you know for next time, right? So unfortunately it came at our expense, but we lost every single day in this war, and so I figured it was kind of open season just to show off some really stellar attacks by either the other team or ourselves. Now I do have yet another one, and this is their number 7 attacking our number 10, but it is a little bit different style. They did bring a couple of like cutting troops, but it's kind of the same mentality. You throw down your giants, you throw down your bowlers, you send in your wall wrecker. They ended up using a stone slammer because I guess that they thought that they could probably with all the defenses so close to the walls, break those walls with a stone slammer easier, which sure enough, in one hit, it took out that whole area. The only issue is that the funneling kind of then will split instead of going straight. And I will say with these core bases, you kind of want to get straight on. So sure enough, he had loons in the clan castle, throws a rage, throws a freeze, and boom, you can see even that single target inferno does not even stand a chance, even though the clan castle troops are kind of distracting, and they were under poison, and sure enough, they go down. So a very unpolished attack. You can see the difference between the wall wrecker and the stone slammer, how many troops you kind of end up having left. Now, I will say that is a really good visual for you guys, so that way you can see stone slammer might not be the way to go on this kind of style attack, and gutting out one of those core ring bases, right? So very few troops left. Kind of painful when you're in the moment. You don't know if you're really going to get it or not, because there are quite a number of defenses left, and that P.E.K.K.A. is dying just kind of a slow death. But it is a 3-star because the queen, I think she was still alive, wasn't she? Or did she die off? Queen maybe died off. But the P.E.K.K.A.s are still strong enough. The bowlers, kind of look at what they're doing up there. They're just having a party, hitting a wall for no reason whatsoever, instead of coming around and actually hitting the troops and the buildings that are on the inside of that wall, that if they just looked over, they could see. But 3-starred, no bueno for us, bueno for you, so that you can actually end up getting some of these strategies down pat. Now, check this out. Day 3, we had a walloping, oops, I need to hit replay, against another kind of core base. Now, this one still has those 2-tile radius instead of 3, but I wanted to show you an air attack on this, because I think an air attack with the E-Drag balloon strategy is still super powerful. Now, look at that stone slammer. It ended up getting that inferno compartment, which was absolutely massive. You can then send in, and now look at these bats go to town. The only thing that they have to worry about is this back end wizard tower, but there's so many troops that are in their way, and they're kind of distracting for the balloons. The balloons end up taking out so much along with those E-Drags. Look at just how much power is in that core. It is just a thing of beauty to see E-Drag balloon attacks work so well. My only criticism of this attack, I know it was a 3-star, would have been to send in the bats just a little bit later on the back end, but it ended up working out beautifully. If you guys can wait just a little bit longer for your bats, bats will absolutely cremate a base when you have just kind of your core group of your units in the base. So try to always remember that. That's always a really awesome strategy. And then these little corner building huts could have been the difference between a 3-star. So could have this dark elixir storage. But sure enough, the queen is able to kind of go in and gut. Unfortunately, that E-Drag's lightning just only got one little bolt off on that Expo. Otherwise, that Expo probably could have gone down to that E-Drag. So one swipe of the king, he gets that. The queen, she ends up sniping off that Expo, and sure enough, they're both working on the same wall. Praise God, because, you know, sometimes that doesn't happen. And sure enough, the king comes in, and the queen's sniping, and they have one last little builder hut over yonder. Queen's gonna run over to it. She's like, I got this. I got this. Let the lady work. I do love that the queen is probably 50% better than the king. I would say that. That's probably a fair statement. All right. I hope that those attacks actually yield you guys some really good incentive and strategy. Hope that really helps you out. Use that giant bowler and witch attack with the wall wrecker. You can see the difference with the stone slammer. All right, guys. Until next time, Feldy. Peace.